Welcome back all you Flux Automators, and today we are going to review the Govee Glide Hexagon light panels. So stick around and check this out. So to all you newcomers to the channel, please check out other videos on the channel because we got so many things relating to a lot of the home automation devices, a lot of Govee stuff, a lot of Alexa stuff, and some other stuff coming soon. All my videos and reviews are financed by myself at this point in time, so it would help so much if you could subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell because it helps the algorithm and it also enables me to improve what I bring to you on this channel. So this is the Govee Glide Hexagon light panels. There are a few different variants of this type of product on the market right now, and Govee already have like 3 of those. This is the first tier, there is a second tier, and there's a third tier. I will be focusing on this product. I will be bringing you a video about the second product and then the third product, and then after that I'm going to be doing a one-to-one comparison between all 3 of the devices, helping you to make the right decisions when you're purchasing your home automation gear. So first things first, as we do, we are going to get into the packaging. We're going to see what's in the box, and this particular version is the 10-piece. There are different versions where you can get 5 and then 10, and then in the other variants you can do the same as well. So hold up, before we start to open up this package, what I want you to know is that I'm going to be breaking down what's in the box, how to put it together. I'm going to show you some demonstrations of it being up on the wall, using the application, how to configure it, and then in conclusion, letting you know what my feelings about it are and advising you on what you could do with your money in your space so you have all the information to make that right choice for you and your environment, helping you to save on them bucks.
Flux Automate.
So let's get this package open. So first of all, we've got the box here, always nicely packaged from Govee, and we'll see there's a sticker here letting us know there's 10 pieces. You got the name of the product, and as usual, lets us know that it works with Google Home and Alexa. Looking around the package some more, we've just got the SKU code and then a few bits of information on the back as usual. There isn't too much here. You've got a scan code here for installing the application. And then on the sides, you've got a few bits of information and an example and some information of how you can set up your panels. So let's get into the guts of this box and see what's in there and get in the box. And as you can see, we got the usual bits and pieces. Got some Govee booklets. We don't really need this. The manual. Actually, this time we might hold on to the manual. There's a few things that I might want to share with you guys. Some other literature about other devices that they have, and a quick starter guide. Okay, this will be very useful. So we got our panels over here, and in the middle, as you can see, we have the power supply, we have the controller, we have the connections, and we have the sticky strips to enable us to attach it to the wall or any other surfaces that we might be using these on. We'll take all the baggies out. We're not going to spend too long on this. You have the power brick or the power supply right here. And if you've got a lot of Govee products, you probably have a load of these all over the place. And sometimes it's good to label these specific ones for the specific devices because they have different voltages and different amperages and so on. So this is a 24 volt 1.5 amp. In here we have the controller. Okay, so it's interesting how this controller has this type of connection on it. It's not the usual power socket. I guess this connects straight into one of the panels. We have the usual style of controller. So in this baggie, we have, okay, so this is good. We got a spirit level. This will enable us to make sure that when we actually put in the lights up on the wall, that it's straight, because when you start to connect off the back of that, if it isn't straight at all, everything's going to start looking crooked. So it's great to have a spirit level. And then we have all of these connectors. So we've got some, I think some extra sticky pads. So I'll come back to this cable in just a moment. So we have this, which enables us to connect these hexagons the right way and create your patterns. I'm sure of it. We have our connectors. Oh, in the bag, there is another double-sided sticky pad. I guess if you want to be changing where you've placed one of your hexagons, this is a replacement pad. So you get 2 of those. Would be nice if there were more, but just don't make more than 2 mistakes. Anyway, so also we have right here is another cable. So looking through the quick starter guide and the user manual, I don't find any information as to what this cable is, but funny enough, if you just read it, which I should do at the beginning, it tells us this connection cable is used for assembling 2 sets of light panels together. Please watch the tutorial video and follow the instructions. So I'm assuming once I set everything up inside the Govee app, it will give me instructions of how I might want to use this. And this is one of the great things about using Govee products, is that once you've installed the application and you install the actual devices, you usually get some instructions letting you know exactly how to put things together and how to do the configuration. So let's move all this stuff aside. Panels right here. So if we look at this first one here, so as you can see, we have this sticky pad here. As I showed you earlier on, there are some replacements for this. In case you install it incorrectly or you want to replace it, you can do so. And it's got a numbering system going around the edges. Okay, quite nice, quite simple and clean and plain. Okay, so we have 10 of those inside of this package. Once you look at the app and you set up the controller, it's going to give you so much more information of how to configure, how to put these up, and the different types of combinations and patterns that you can be creating with these panels. So what I'm going to do right now is get 2 of the panels, connect them together, go through the app and see what options that we have inside the app and what we can actually do with these panels. I plugged in the power supply, I plugged in the controller, and now I have one of the connections and 2 of the panels in front of me. So let's get this started. So first things, looking at the back of one of the controllers, we'll see there are all these different numbers for attaching. This arrow right here is probably telling me the first place to put it. So let's just go with this. And Bob's your uncle, as they say in the UK. Turning it over, we got the first LED on, or the first panel is on. I feel a little bit like Michael Jackson right now when he's walking in the video and the sidewalk is lighting up. It's kind of a similar kind of thing right now. So we have the first one here, and we're going to want to be connecting it to the next one. So what I'm going to do at this point is what I should have done in the beginning, is disconnect the power. These don't actually connect like any type of Lego or any kind of construction kit. If you really wanted to, you could have these spaced apart. It's nothing that I've ever seen before, but you know, it's totally up to you. I guess it makes it easier for when you are going from one side of the wall to the other on a corner. You're able to, you know, attach it like this or like this. Okay, so you have it at a 90-degree angle. Let's go and plug the power in and then get into the application and just test these 2 lights and see how it actually works. So now we're going to go through the setup and connect it to the app through our Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connections to the device. And then we can start testing some of the effects just with these 2 lights. Maybe I might add a 3rd one just to see the variance and the differences. So first things first, what we're going to be doing is connecting to the controller. So now we're in the application. We are just going to click the plus sign right here. And we have the option straight away. It pulls up the fact there's a nearby device and it has its actual product name on it. We can rename it later on. And first of all, we'll just click add. And now it's starting to connect it to the whole configuration and settings within this application on the Wi-Fi network that I'm on right now. And so now it's telling us to press the power button on the controller. So simple as that. We take the controller here, just hit that power button. Okay.
This video tutorials for the installation of
so now it's giving us a tutorial.
including
Okay, I'm just going to look through this really quickly and then get back to you. Okay, so it's going through all the steps of how to connect everything together, just like I did just a moment speaking to you guys, but it's all in the application. As I said earlier on, Govee do a real good job in showing you how to install and set up your devices. When it says long press the light panel for 30 seconds, I thought it was because it was touch sensitive, but it's not. It's just to keep the adhesive sticking to the wall. So it's asking you to hold it for 30 seconds so it can create a strong enough bond. So it's showing us, as it is right here, how to start setting all the devices up. So now it's asking us where's our first panel. So let's turn it this way as we had it earlier on. Okay. So I think what we're going to be doing now is mimicking what we have in reality and replicating that in the application itself. So our first panel is here. And then our second panel is here. So we hit that like that. So we have two panels now. So this just takes you through step by step on how you can configure the panels. So the types of shapes and patterns that you can create. Okay. Let's click next. And then now it's going through another tutorial showing some more information. Confirm panels are installed and connected to power. I can confirm that. Start calibration. So as you can see right now on the app itself, it's showing us that this one should be green, which it is. The next panel, see that green move from one side to the next. And then we finish the calibration just like that. And are the light panels correctly calibrated? The answer is yes. Okay, so now it's giving us a quick demo of the lights changing, and we can change the name of the devices or the device as a package. And what I'm going to do is call this the Glide Hexa left, because I've got two sets of these. One is going to be on the left side of the room and the other one is going to be on the right side of the room. IGHT. So we have the right Glide Hexa. And I like to put the position of the devices first and then put the name after. Okay, so we click done. Searching for the Wi-Fi now, because I've already got the Govee application set up and connected to all the other Govee devices within my environment. It already picked up the Wi-Fi and the password's already been saved in there, so I can click done. Connecting to Wi-Fi, taking a little bit of time for this. So now we are in the app. We've got two panels set up and we can start doing some configurations. Okay, at this point, and usually with the devices that you get from Govee, because they're always consistently upgrading and adding new functionalities and getting rid of bugs, you'll usually get a request to do an update. So always just run the update. It's not going to cause any problems or any issues, but it might take a few minutes for that to complete. Once this is finished upgrading, we're going to come back and do some testing. And then at that point, I'm going to do an install. So you can check out the install, and then we'll go more in depth as to how we can configure these panels, not just with the panels themselves, but how we can use that to implement and add a lot of variety to the space with all the other LEDs from Govee that we have. We've unboxed everything now. We've checked the power supply, we've checked the controller, and we've checked the LED panels. And now it's time to set up how we want them to be displayed on the wall. Okay, so now we've finished the setup. All the devices are in place. The panels are set on the wall, as you can see right in the back right now. And all I'm going to do is just go through some of the settings within the app just to show you what you can do and how versatile these panels are. And then after that, I'm going to give you a breakdown of what I think about it and the conclusion and a recommendation. So as you can see right now, we are in the app. And as I've said to you before, I have many Govee devices, as you can see. And the ones that we're going to be focusing on right now are the right and the left Glide Hexa devices. So as you can see, my left is your right and my right is your left. So as I'm discussing this, I will be talking about your perspective rather than my perspective as it's set out in the app itself. So first of all, let's just touch on the right one, which is to my left and your right. As you can see right now, it's in the blue, steady color. And the setting right now for this blue color is 94%. We can push it up to 100%, like simple as this. You may have seen a slight change in that just now, but I can bring it all the way down to 1%, which is really good, especially when you're doing things like filming like this. If I push it all the way out, you'll notice right now that my colors are a little bit blown out. But if I just want them to be a bit subtle in the background, I can just turn it down like that. So as you can see right now, we can go through the different colors. Relative brightness just relates to the segments that you might be choosing in here. So if we want to change the panel lights, what we need to do first of all is select all. So now you see all the panels are selected with that light blue around it. So now I can go down in the app. All of them are selected. I can change it to red. As simple as that. Let's turn up the brightness on here. Let's push it to, let's take it down to a nice 30%. Okay, so it's not overpowering the camera right now, so everything works good. And as you can see, we can go orange, we can go yellow, green, and so on. So that is the colors. If we go to music, now if I was playing some kind of music, you see right now it's flashing. And for the music, you only get a certain set of presets in there. I wish there was a lot more, to be honest, but we've got on the first dynamic, we have 6 different settings. And if we go to calm, we still have those same 6 settings, but it has a different way of displaying those scenes. So right now we have rhythmic, we can do energetic, or we can do hopping, as you can see right now. We can do stacking, which kind of stacks. The difference being is if we go slide up a little bit, it's saying start from the middle, as you can see right here. But if I want to start from the bottom and go up, as you can see, it's now going up the device. If I want to go down, I select down, and now it's filling from the top to bottom. Now, if I want to go left to right, we're not really going to see that much difference in the way it's done, but it's something slightly different. Or we can go from the outside in. Now, this all depends on how you have your lights configured in terms of where you place the panels and where they actually sit in here. So you can see we can move this and, you know, show what is the centerpiece. So that is the centerpiece right now. If we go from here and we go middle, that starts off at the middle, up in this corner. If you want to go top to bottom, you know, it's showing you, it's going from top to bottom in that instance. And you'll notice that that little marker has to show where the position starts from as gone, because it only goes for if you're going from the inside out and outside in. Now we have the option to choose from edge or hole. Now, if we choose edge, you see how that stacks up very differently. Whereas if we do edge, you know, it just has a different effect. Now, sometimes these effects don't really make sense in, you know, what you're reading, but you just need to test it and see what works best for you and in your environment. So in here, we can also take out certain colors. So if we're stacking it as it is right now, and we want to take out all these colors, and we want to take out all these colors. Okay, so we just want to have 2 colors. Okay, and click apply. Now the only 2 colors that are going to be displayed on here are green and purple. So you have the abilities to choose what specific colors that you want to use, and it could be related to the room that you're in, or, you know, colors that relate to your channel, for example. You do get that level of control to do what you want to do with the scenes, which is a really, really good thing. We can also, as we've seen color already, we can do a scene, another type of scene. The previous one was related to the sounds or the music that's being played. But in this example, it just continuously goes over and over in a loop as to whichever scene you choose. And within here, you have a lot more scenes. So you have like natural, you have live, you have emotions. Now these are like the standards that you would get with most of your Govee devices, but I would say they are slightly different. Certain Govee devices have more options than others. Now this is, I wouldn't say limited, but there are other devices that have a lot more options to choose from, especially when it comes to the music side of it as well. Then we have the DIY section. As you may have seen in some of my other videos, this is where you can go in and you can create your own types of environments, your own types of scenes, or how your colors are related. So you can get really in-depth in the DIY. I don't usually touch that kind of stuff, but it's good to know that you have the ability to really take control of your lights and your panels. So as you would have seen in the part of the video when I actually put these panels up on the wall, you do reflect what's on the wall to what's on your device, so you can see it here. And in this particular example, we have some lights on one wall and then go across to another. So you have to adapt and think about how that relates in the real world compared to the app. So these two down the bottom here. Okay, so these are the two that are on the side of the wall right now. And the other ones are, which is on the back wall itself. So one of the great things about the Govee app is that you can actually use the music dream view. Now, what this enables you to do is to sync up to 5 devices together. So when music is being played, they will relate and communicate with each other to display certain colors or certain scenes as one unit, which is really, really good, especially if you're doing anything relating to music or you have, you know, any parties going on or anything like that. It's really good because you can set lights in different parts of the room and they will sync together. So it won't be like you've got random lights going off and on at different places. These will work together. So what I'm going to do right now is just take you through a few steps and just setting up some of my devices that sync together, and especially these two. Let's click on Music Dream View. It's giving me a profile of Music Dream View 1. I can then slide down to the bottom. I can select which devices I want to be connected, and I'm just going to choose the left. So the right and the left will be in unison. Select it, then hit that tick in the corner. So as you'll see right now as I'm talking, they are both doing the same thing at the same time. You can actually add multiple devices. Okay, so you can add up to 5 devices in total, which gives you a total of 6, as one device will be your control device. So then you can have multiple bulbs or LEDs or strip lights or whatever it is syncing together. Let me add in the additional one in my background right now. So this is the backing Govee LED. I tick on that tick box, and now it's all synced. So all 3 devices are now syncing together. Lots of flashing going on, and it does relate to the music or the sounds within the room, which I think is really, really clever. So we can go in and we can choose sprouting, for example. So we get that type of effect. Bolt. Now choosing this beat scene, I think is really good because as you can see right now, it's building up from my right hand side, your left, going over to the other side. So it's really impacting how loud something is, how quiet something is. So if it's really, really quiet, it just picks up on one side. And as it gets louder, it's picking up on alternate sides, where it's going from one side to the next. So I think that's really good. If we do spectrum really good as well. Let's try bouncing. So bouncing, going from one side to the next. Okay, so I think it's working in the middle. And as you can see, it's kind of like going across in the background. So there's many different selections that you can use. This one is just changing it and everything is slightly different. So now you'll see as I'm talking, it's picking up the sound on my voice and relating that from one side, or should say from one side going over to the next, which is really, really good. If we could try sprouting, okay, and they're kind of working together in unison, which I think is really, really cool. Let's do shiny. Shiny is a similar kind of thing again. They're all working in unison. Let's try fluctuate. So fluctuation. Now I think that's kind of cool because you can see in the background, the lights are going around and then trickling down to the other devices on the other side. So I think that is super cool. Relates to my voice, but if there's music playing, it will probably look way better. So that is about it on just checking out some of the application and some of the functions that you can use within the Govee app and making your space look very different to anybody else's space. Even though they're panels that someone else might have, you can make them look totally different depending on what additional devices that you use, or even just these devices by themselves. Now, my conclusion when it comes to these devices, the first thing is they're not that easy to put up compared to other devices that you might get from Govee, which are quite simple. These devices sometimes can be a little bit fidgety. when you're trying to stick them to the wall because you want to get the correct placement. You don't want to have to pull them off, as you may have seen already in the installation part of the video. So ease of install, I'm not going to say they're easy. I would say an install on this is probably like 5, 6 out of 10 in terms of ease. I would definitely recommend that you get someone to help you do this while you're actually sticking them, because doing it by yourself, you might need more than 2 hands. Okay, so if you can get someone else to help you out, even though you might think, oh, I'm the greatest at it and I can do it by myself, it'd probably be easier on you to, ask a friend, ask your partner, whoever it is, ask a neighbor, whatever it is, get them to come in and support you to put them together. If you're just doing it on a flat wall, I don't think it's going to be that hard. But if you're trying to go around corners, that's when it gets a little bit tricky. Now, the quality of the lights in the production is 10 out of 10, enough brightness for any environment. And it does add an additional depth to your space, giving you different colors and different feels for your space as well. Now, price-wise, I think it's really decently priced devices that are online right now, especially these ones, because these are the entry level. But when you move up to the newer ones, and especially the top tier one, it does increase in price really significant, but it gives you a different experience altogether. Now, these are some additional panels that I will be reviewing on the channel, so make sure you subscribe, hit that like, hit that notification bell, especially so you'll get to know when I'm actually posting these videos and you'll see the comparison. So when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, are these panels worth buying? And I would give a 2 thumbs up on these. I would give these panels a 9.5 out of 10 because they really are value for money. They're very good quality. All the things that you get in the package allow you to set things up really smoothly and easily, as long as you get that second person to support you with it. And for the price, they really are decent. Now, there are other panels on the market right now which you could choose from, but I haven't actually tested any of these products as yet. Maybe that's coming soon. But when it comes to Govee devices, you know you're going to get quality, you know you're going to get value for money. So as you can see, I've invested in putting these up into my space. And personally, I wouldn't second guess doing it again. I'm really looking forward to getting the other panels so I can put them in different places within my workspace or within the studio. And I'm sure they're going to be even better than these ones that are up right now. So if you have any questions relating to the install, the setup, the application, or how these lights work, please put them in the comment section and make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. So thank you all for taking the time to check out the channel and checking out this review. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Catch you later.